Hello, it's PsychoMud here, and joining me is Atrix Wolf, and we're from Sanscalotic Gaming, and we're going to talk to you a bit about Battlefield 3 features, some of which are quite controversial. First off is the Origin system, and having to use it to play the game. Atrix, what is your opinion on this?
Uh, I'm kind of on the fence for it. I'm not a huge fan of needing a new digital distribution platform, particularly one that doesn't really seem to have any benefit to it, since the prices are all pretty insane. But other than that, and the end user license agreement aside, I like the idea of being constantly connected to the game, basically, so it just loads straight up. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, not having to log in if they bring that in, that could be a nice touch. Also, with along the lines of end user agreement, a lot of people may know about this, a lot of people don't know about this. To start with, basically, EA reserved the right to scan your hard drive, everything that was on it, take the information and use it for advertising. They've changed that end user license agreement to state that they can only scan for anything to do with Origin or EA related games. Still, that's a little bit too much for some people.
Yeah, it's an interesting question of just how much they want, and with the Battlelog service that they're trying to integrate everything into one, it could be a little creepy with them trying to market you games based on what you're talking about to friends on a completely unrelated service, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not a big fan.
And that also leads us onto the Battlelog. Now, there's a bit of controversy about the Battlelog in itself, being that, well, we have to use that for web browsing, not for web browsing, for server browsing. So to find your servers, you have to do them in a web browser, and then use that somehow to connect to the game. I'm guessing you select the server, it launches, and you start the game that way. What is your opinion on this?
Well, yeah, those guys, devs, have stated that the game loads up real fast, and every time you want to change servers, you have to exit the game, jump out, go to your server, go to your internet browser, find a server, and load up that way, and it's supposed to boot beautifully quickly. There are not supposed to be any intro videos or anything, you just go straight into the server. Which is good, I suppose, and all of their incorporated stats tracking and stuff, also good. Yeah, the idea of... I don't see why this is necessary, really, when the server browser was made for consoles, and so it's already all there. They're just too lazy. Yeah, basically. they just feel like making it more difficult for us.
Yeah,
basically.
I think there's a couple of reasons behind this. Is not only you got this awesome stat tracking idea, but also your in-game server browsers do have issues, like Bad Company 2. There was a lot of issues with that in-game server browser. I remember through the beta and also about the first month of the game, you basically couldn't use it, and even to date, my game still crashes trying to use the server browser. On top of that, it would be nice when you're in-game just to be able to switch between favourite servers. Maybe that's an option they'll bring in later on, but that's up in the air at the moment. Another bonus with Battlelog is in the future they're going to be having clan tracking, or platoon tracking, I believe they call it. So your whole team can be in there and you can keep track of your team, and maybe even team versus team. That's a nice touch. Anyway, so moving on, we'll go into more of the actual game features. Now, they're bringing prone back. Personally, this is a good thing, particularly if they can get the animation with bushes working nicely, so the bush doesn't magically shoot you. I don't know, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, no, I'm all for prone. I mean, this game particularly, they're working for realism, and I have not noticed a single opportunity in real life where I can't just lie down on the floor. There are some places I'd really rather not do it, that's true, but, they want realism.
Object, pointy one?
Yeah, that's it. But if they want realism, lying on the floor is realism. That's sort of as far as it goes.
Yeah, that's fair enough. On the note of realism, I guess another thing that I would like with prone is if they make it so that when you jump into prone, there's a bit of a delay with shooting, so you can't just, belly flop and shoot someone at the same time. It's a bit not realistic.
Well, yeah, they have said with the scoping that while the scope comes up really quickly, you're not actually accurate even when the scope is up until you've sort of sorted your shit out, so...
Yeah, that's a nice touch. They did that with another game, can't remember which one. Anyway, moving on. Claymores. They can be crouched or proned past. I think personally this is amazing because I'm tending to be a stealthy character. When you're stealthing along, the next second you hear this, tick, you don't like that. What are your opinions on that?
Yeah, all good. I like the idea. They can be deactivated and either picked up or destroyed. That's not really clear, so that's all good. And another bonus is there's no team damage from claymores unless you're on the wrong side when an enemy.
Oh, interesting. So even with friendly fire on, there's still no team damage.
I think when they say that is you can't. There's
can't
not
set it
possible
off.
to set it off by yourself if it's your team's thing.
That's a nice touch. I think that's in all the Battlefield games. No doubt I still managed to set it off. Anyway, snipers. Now, there's been a lot of complaints about probably people that haven't played the Battlefield series before, complaining that they're trying to make it too hard. You know, there's bullet drop and there's all these other weird and fanciful things happening with them. I personally think this is good. You know, you have to calculate for bullet drop, and like it's been proven in the alpha that you can still quickscope in close distances, which it's still there if you got the skill. I don't know. What is your opinions on at least that aspect of it?
Well, you know, particularly since I've said that with the accuracy thing not fully accurate, I don't think quick scoping at any sort of range is going to be a problem. And on top of that, whatever, if you're getting that close to a sniper and he tries to shoot you, whatever.
Yeah, you should have an assault rifle shoot him back.
Yeah, that's it. And if you're trying to go in for the stealthy knife, somewhere where he could quickscope you is probably not a good option.
Yes, and you also got those, people with sixth sense that occasionally snipe around and shoot you, but well, that's their own good luck and skill.
Yeah,
snipers,
skill.
it has been announced that they will one-hit body close range in hardcore, not normal, hardcore, and this is for a bolt-action sniper rifle. So in normal mode, they will not one-hit, unless of course you're slightly hurt, which is not a one-hit.
Or if you get clobbed in the head.
Oh well, yeah, headshot, but I'm pretty sure when you take a fairly large bullet to the head, things don't end up nicely.
Well, yeah.
That's a good thing to me. I believe you think the same.
Yeah, totally. I'm all for giving that chance with a sniper rifle.
Yeah, and it'll prove your skill as well if you can one hit people in the head over good distances. So if you go, prove your skill.
Yeah, and of course it'll also encourage snipers to switch weapons really quickly. So pop up a shot with their sniper rifle, flick to their pistol, and try and take you out that way.
Yeah, which is always I enjoy that because I enjoy running around in close range with a sniper, pop them once, switch to pistol, shoot them. It's
all good.
Yeah. Okay. Also, another problem that people have is with the whole health regen, armor regen, hardcore modes, all this sort of stuff. They are all server options. So this is based on the server whether there is health regen, whether the vehicles have this small amount of armor regen that they've been discussing and talking about, which I personally think is a good idea. I guess for those of you who don't know, health regen, well, you slowly regen health over time depending on the server setting, and armor regen for the vehicles is for light damage, the vehicles can regen some of it.
I'm not real sure as to whether we'll see most of those in ranked matches. I think most of those options will probably be in unranked games. You'll be able to set all this other stuff. Probably not in ranked games, I think. It'll be fixed to something, because otherwise you change, like, that would be a fairly large variable, being able to recharge health. I don't think it would be in there. Vehicles, probably. Personal health, I don't think so.
I don't know. Like, you got to go back and look. Like, I've been a server hoster, admin for Battlefield 2 servers, and the server options back then were pretty flexible with the options. You could change ticket rates, you could change their players, and you could get away with changing bits and pieces. Admittedly, there wasn't that many server settings back then. And like, they also had, infantry mode only and stuff like that was available for ranked servers. So it'd be nice to see a couple of more options for ranked servers, give them a little bit more of a play up sort of area. Also considering that admins are going to try and enforce their own rules on servers.
Yeah.
So, another thing, one of the developers has said that reality takes a backseat to balance. So that means that obviously balance is a number one. Reality is not it's a big thing, but it's not the end all of everything. What's your opinion on this?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I agree wholeheartedly. I suppose they're making a fun game is their objective beyond everything else. And if they started getting into too much reality in their guns, they're not going to end up fun.
Yeah, that's true to an extent. I can understand that. I just hope to God that they actually have recoil. I would love to have a game, where they don't, all the bullets, 150 meters, you hit an assault rifle full auto, every single bullet within an inch diameter. Not cool. Anyway, moving on. MCOMs will no longer be indestructible buildings, so that means no more destroying the building around the MCOMs like you can in Bad Company 2. Personally, I think this is a very good thing. At the same time, it could be a pain in the ass if you're assaulting, but I know, how do you feel about that?
Well, it probably means that just the whole building won't be destructible, but say individual walls might be, so you can still blow a hole through, I guess, rather than having to take the same doorway every time, which it'd be a pain. Choke points are not my friend.
Yeah, and also on this note, they've also said that they've had to make some terrain indestructible, some cover indestructible, because they discovered that within about 20 minutes the entire map became flat.
Yeah, all of the highly contested points were just perfectly flat and no cover.
I don't know. I kind of like the whole fully destructible terrain, but I can see where they're coming from there. It's a point up for debate, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with the devs on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you like somewhere to hide. Anyway, no mounted machine guns anymore, except for on the back of vehicles. This is good. This is going to bring in, your heavy machine guns with your bipods. They're going to be maneuverable. They're going to have, mounted machine guns that can move around. This is a good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how they play out. They'll be really awesome. Some of the alpha footage from Operation Metro shows some choke points that would just love a heavy machine gun.
Yes.
Bipoded down in front of them. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be good fun. And, of course, wherever there are jeeps, there are heavy machine guns mounted on the back of them. If you have a problem, roll one up.
Yeah, well, then you also got the problem with those lovely flying rockets. But, anyway.
Don't be a sissy, just harden up, man.
Squad unlocks overwrite your personal unlocks, and they also don't stack. Now, this is it's just an interesting fact. There's sort of no real opinions on this. You work, you play the game, you're going to unlock your normal unlocks, sprint boost, extra ammo, that sort of stuff. And as you get further in, you unlock a squad unlock. So if you have this in, your whole squad, bonuses from this. And they don't stack, so obviously, 2 people with sprint boost, you're not going to have an epically fast squad. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a cool little add-on. Personally, it's really nice. Good for encouraging team play, sorting out your squad with each getting the right boost to give everybody the best kit.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what this game is based around with the whole point system, is they want people to be into teamwork. Yeah. Now, I'm just going to move quickly onto the knife. You can only one-hit people if you get them from the side or from the back. Technically, there's, from watching alpha footage, a bit of a glitch there, but yet again, that is alpha. Now, yeah, I reckon that's perfect. That's how it should be. You have to, if you're in the front, you have to two-knife them. There's none of this random lunging at them. You also have to switch to your knife to use it. That's
I've seen some random lunging in that alpha footage. It never worked out real well. But there was definitely random lunging.
It's definitely random lunging, but also like the fact that if you're the person being knifed, you get spun around, you get to look at your enemy as he stabs you in the face. Very nice touch. Kind of running out of time here, so I'll just move on quickly. All maps have all game modes. That's awesome. You can play your favourite game mode on your favourite map. No ifs, no buts. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a really good
Only DX10, only DX11. Some people are complaining about this, but seriously, if your system can't support DX10, it probably can't run the game. At least not good enough to play
probably.
it.
Just suck it up and upgrade your computer. I'm sorry, it's not that hard. Just buy a new graphics card.
Yeah, and maybe a bit more.
Okay.
There's not much more that we can talk about now. We've sort of run out of time. Well, there's more that we can talk about, but we're out of time, so thank you for listening to us at Sanscalodic Gaming, and we'll see you around.
Have fun.
Now, how do I stop the recording?